Right, back on the Yellow Jackets Sports Network, joined here by leading scorer for the Yellow Jackets, Tyler Green. And not only the leading scorer, but first game back, Tyler, welcome back. Big victory, 78-73. Y'all pull away with a close one. Tell me about your post-game thoughts.
I mean, it's just great to be back out there with all the guys. They were pretty pumped to have me back out there. I feel like I'm an energy guy, so I make jokes, I get everybody involved. So our energy was through the roof for this week, and we were a little sloppy in the first half. The second half, we came out strong, and I think that showed it.
Yeah, and talking about your stat line, man, just impressive. 22 points, 6 of 13 from beyond the arc. A lot of people think, yeah, you're out for a little bit, a little rusty, but you come out shooting and you have a great night. So talk about just the work you put in the past month, 6 weeks to get back to this point and tonight's ability to score points.
I worked pretty hard, but I mean, I'd just say it's a blessing to be back out here. After I hurt my elbow, I didn't think I was going to be back this season, but the training staff here and the coaches, they really encouraged me, and they got me back out. I would say I'm still at about 85%, but it's coming along really well. It's exciting to be out there.
Yeah, I was telling our sports information director, Evan O'Kelly, that I wish I could shoot, like you do, 85%, putting in 22 points. That's pretty awesome. What's the message at halftime from Coach? You kind of talked about that first half of play, just a little sloppy here and there, but coming out in the second half, you guys turned it around.
He really got on our seniors. He just, he said he can't be the one to have to bring the energy. We have to do it as a team, and they have to lead us. So, he chewed us out a little bit, but he tried to hold it back so that we could make this jump on our own ourselves, because at the end of the day, it's us on the court, and we have to make it happen. So he just said the leaders, the seniors need to put us on their backs and get us going.
Yeah, and the last question here, big win, obviously, against Simon Fraser, and you got Western Washington coming in on Saturday night. They sit 7-0 in conference play, so how excited are you to, get them in here and showcase what you guys can do?
I'm real excited. We're at home, so we always, any team that comes in here, they know it's home court advantage. It's pretty cold out here. Nobody likes to make that trip out to Montana, but, they're a really good team, so I think we're gonna bring a lot of energy and play well. The competition's gonna be higher than this game. I mean, that team was great, but Western Washington's a different monster, so I think we'll perform pretty well.
And Coach, 78-73 victory over Simon Fraser. Every game in the GNAC's tough. Big win for you all. Talk about your thoughts of the game, kind of a tale of two halves almost.
We just weren't guarding very, very well in the first half, and we just didn't have defensive intensity in the first half, and I think probably some of that was we came out early and had a ton of open looks and just didn't make a lot of shots. And usually when you're not making shots, some teams, I think it's human nature, I think your defense suffers when you're not seeing the ball go through the net. When you are seeing the ball go through the net, you have better defensive intensity. And then obviously, the first 4 minutes of the second half, we came out, went on that little run, but did it defensively, got stops. I think they only had 2 free throws during that first media, and that was the key. We just guarded a lot better in the second half.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up 2 players for you to talk about coming out in that second half. Tyler Green and Zeron Richmond just hitting some big 3-point shots, and just the intensity level from both of those players. Talk about their performance tonight and how they kind of got it going.
Yeah, they were obviously, Tyler's had 2 practices in 5 weeks. He practiced Tuesday and he practiced Tuesday and Wednesday. That's it. And he only went about half speed on Tuesday. But there's a reason why he was our leading scorer when he got hurt 9 games ago, because he has the ability just to shoot the basketball. Doesn't need a lot of room, and can do it off the dribble, off the catch. And he shot it great. Shot it really great tonight. And hopefully that builds moving forward. Zeron was steady. Zeron, you forget he's a freshman. At this point, we're starting to forget that the fact that he's a freshman, and the 3 he hit late was huge. That was probably we were coming out of that timeout. They made the free throw, and we were up 1. And that 3 hit was just huge. And then we got enough stops down the stretch, and that's the way it is. We just didn't play very tough in the first half. And the second half, our guys really gutted it out, got enough stops, and for whatever reason, I don't know if we were tired or not. We just, some of the guys that have kind of been carrying us through. Kendall Schwen and Zach Rollins have been carrying us all year, so I have to be careful because they didn't have, this was not their best games tonight, and sometimes as a coach you forget, these guys are carrying you most of the year, so you got to be careful. But we'll talk to those 3 guys. Understand we haven't lost confidence in them. We need them to get going, because it's nice to have 3 guys in double figures, but two of them are freshmen and one's a sophomore. So we need our older guys to start playing at the high level that they were playing at.
Yeah, and I'll ask you about a certain part of the game here. 70-60, you have a 10-point advantage with 4 minutes to go. Simon Fraser goes on a 9-0 run, gets it to 1 point. You guys kind of regroup, pull away from there, but any certain message that you have to the guys within that big run, just to kind of regroup and finish it?
Something happened. What happened, primarily during that big run, and you don't want to make excuses. Simon Fraser stepped up and made the shot, but I think partially that run was probably because of Tyler Green's lack of playing for the last 5 weeks, because he was guarding a sniper, a guy that could really shoot it. And, he was digging a little bit. And I know he didn't play in a system like we have this year where we're trying to be out in passing lanes and not allow teams to shoot threes. But so he dug both times, and his guy ended up with hitting the 3. So that got him back. Then we came down, turned it over a couple times, and all of a sudden you're in a 1-point game. But we recovered, we gathered, and then made huge stretch huge plays the last 2 minutes. They're on big defensive rebound, and then knocking down those free throws is always nice.
Yeah, last question. I'll get you back to the team. Big game coming up on Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. You got Western Washington. They're sitting at 7-0 in conference play. How excited are you guys to get that top team in the conference into your home court?
Well, they're really good. Honestly, we have really made a point of just saying, hey, on Sunday night or Monday, let's just completely focus on Thursday night. That's all that matters. We have to. You can't get sweeps if you don't win Thursday, and so we really, really put a lot of emphasis on this Thursday night game. So we haven't really talked much about them. We were in Hawaii at the same time as they were. They're huge. They're bigger than at every position than we are. They're one of the tallest college basketball team, Division II college basketball teams that I've seen. But they're also really good players. Obviously, they're rolling right now. I think 12-3, 7-0, and they haven't lost a GNAT game in a long time either. So, we got our hands full. They're a very good team, and they're sitting back. Didn't play tonight, and their coaching staff does a great job. So we're gonna have to kind of get focused on them. But we just know how good they're gonna be.
All right. Well, Coach, appreciate you coming up and giving us your thoughts. Jackets take it 78-73. Catch them in action on Saturday night at 7:30 versus Western Washington. Thanks for tuning in.